Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world, you are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, it's your main man, Mod. I'm here with you for my unbiased opinion. Y'all, man, I got here, computer all over the place. I've been out for a couple days, and I'm probably going to be out a little more of just like the loop, kind of putting stuff together. And my computer, it wasn't ready. It wasn't ready. My computer needed some milk. It needed some milk. Look, you guys, man, I'm happy to be here with you, man. What's up to everybody in the chat? You guys are here. Still a lead. My guy, what's popping, man? My boy Big G up in here, man. Christine, as always, we love you. We love you. We love you. J. Steve, what's good? Dwayne, what's up, my guy, man? Look, I'm gonna tell you guys, lost my grandmother this weekend. I lost my grandmother on Resurrection Sunday, actually. Early in the morning. And so it's just been fast paced, fast paced, fast paced. But I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna be with my people. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. My grandmother was 96 years young. Wow. What can I say about her? She is the person who promoted family to me. She never met a stranger. I mean, everybody who came to the house was gonna leave fed, was gonna leave, feeling like they were a part of the family. She was like that. I mean, even the good stuff and the bad stuff. Like, if your underarm stunk or something, she would tell you, "Hey, look, go in there in the bathroom, make sure that you get some deodorant, put it up under your arms, baby." That was my grandmother, man, and definitely loved her. She'll be missed, but man, 96 years old, we could all hope to have a life that long, that illustrious, and that full of love. Afton, what's going on, man? Felicia, thank you so very much. Reginald Rivers, what's popping, baby? Man, we about to get this thing going, man. We about to get this thing going. Christine, let me tell you something. There's a story I got about that, and I might let that story out the bag towards the end of this show. But man, I'm so anxious to get this show going, man, because I got some stuff that I want to talk to you about. You guys, look, steals from the draft, man. We trying to crack the safe open. We trying to get, you see, I'm in the Pooh Shiesty. We trying to crack the draft open. I'm trying to hit big on these guys who are not really talked about, but man, they're going to be there and available in the third round later. And I mean, these are guys that you got to look at. They're depth pieces. And I'm going to tell you something about the draft, something you need to know. Big G, he's on it. He's on it a lot. You know what I'm saying? He be missing. He be missing. I ain't going to lie. But he's on it a lot. The draft is about depth. I've said this. Anybody who knows will tell you I've said this, right? You watch the preseason to see how good your 53-man roster is, because your team is only as good as the twos and threes. I'm going to say it again. Your team is only as good as the twos and the threes. Why is that? Because this is National Football League, baby. Injuries are going to happen. And if you don't have a good second and third string lineup, and you're not, and then of course you use your twos and your threes for special teams. If you don't got that, you're gonna lose a lot of games, man. You're gonna lose a lot of games. It is what it is. You can have a boss 11-man offense and a boss 11-man defense, but be trash in your twos and threes, and you out of here. You ain't got at least 20 more players that can ball. You out of here, man. But look, I'm going to tell you something. Look, like I said, we're ready to get this thing started. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so when we go live, you'll definitely get those notifications. Please, if you haven't became a member, I'm posting some behind-the-scenes content today. If you haven't became a member, make sure that you become a member of the YouTubes and definitely our membership line is open. All of the super chats and everything that we get, I want you guys to know that goes to building up the channel. And we definitely want to build up the channel so we can continue to bring you great content. We love you guys, man, for real. Y'all are family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are family. We love y'all. And we definitely want to give y'all the best in content. But I'm excited to get this thing started. And you know what it is, man. It's my unbiased opinion. I'll be right back after this.
Yeah. Look, my opinion is my opinion. And my advice, you should listen. Talking love, no competition. Unbiased, forgot to mention. This is the show. Yeah, this is the show. This is the show.
You're gonna learn today.
And we back, man. We back. We ready to get this thing started and jump off. But look, like I was saying, your team is only as good as your 53-man roster, your twos and your threes. Your team is, thanks, J. Steve, man. I appreciate you, brother. Your team is only as good as your twos and your threes. And you definitely got to have good twos and threes. It's a part of it, man. It's a part of it. And, gee, what are you talking about, man? Never do I miss the players because they, all right, here we go. Here we go. So it's the players' fault that you missed. Got it. Got it, Big G. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's my brother. I love that dude. Look here, man. I'm gonna tell you something. So when you're looking at everything in the grand scheme of things, even my Cowboys, we got like 3 third-round picks. And we're looking at the Steelers at this moment got 12 picks, right, in the draft. And the draft slots are set, right? 12th in round 3 this year, 21st in the third, and then 35th in the third. You have 4th round, 2 4th, 1 5th, and a 6th and a 7th round pick, right? So when we're looking at this thing, you know that the top is heavy. The top of the draft is heavy. And you know that you're going to make some really good picks. But it comes down to a great evaluator of talent that he can find and say, hey, look, this person's going to be here in the 2nd round. This person's going to be here in the 3rd round. And I'm going to make this pick. And this pick is going to help our team. Here's a guy I've been talking about this whole time. And look, when we go to the draft and we in a couple weeks, G's going to be at the draft. I'm going to be here on the channel commentating throughout the whole draft. So I'm going to be here. While we're here and we're speaking about the draft, you're going to hear me talk about these players. And you're going to see these guys go. And when you see they go to their respective teams, you're going to have a little bit of knowledge about them because you have heard us talk about these guys before, right? So here's a guy that I think, because the Steelers are going to be looking for depth. Remember, I told you, you're going to be looking for depth, not just in the offensive line, in the cornerback room, in the wide receiver room, so and then the D tackle room. And these are guys that you've heard us talk about sometimes before, but we're going to get a little bit more in depth. First guy I'm going to start with, man, is an interior force. This guy, huge. His name's Mr. Jackson, Darrell Jackson from Florida State, man. He's an enormous presence in the middle. Giant hands. He's 6'5", got 11-inch hands. It's just ridiculous. His whole hand to cover your face. 315, Florida State. Here's the thing that you need to know. The brother had a 7'2" wingspan. 7'2" wingspan, right? So when you talk about this, one of the reasons why I'm talking about Mr. Jackson is that big force in the middle. His hands is long. I mean, his arms are long. He has 35-inch arms. So he has 35-inch arms. He has 11-inch hands. When you look at the opposite side, he cancels out any advantage that any offensive tackle or offensive guard would have over him, right? Because if you got long arms, that's why they focus on that with offensive linemen, offensive guards, offensive tackles. They focus on arm length because you can keep the defender at arm's length. Well, this guy, Darrell Jackson, has the same, his arms are 35. His hands are 11. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? And he's 6'5". This guy's gonna be around in the third round, and you can check him out, man. I'm telling you, one of the things he said uses his length and leg drive to crank up the rush on the bull rush on centers. You know what I'm saying? And then the other thing, this is why you can't have a Smurf at quarterback, right? You can't have a Smurf like Kyler Murray at quarterback, because I raise my hands, it's over with. It's a guy. Yeah, this is Christine's guy. Absolutely. You know, when you think about it, this guy raises his hands. He's blocking every ball you're trying to throw over the middle. If you're a small guy, you can't. It's one of them things you just can't ignore, right? He said, and when I say 5D, you got to remember Tillman. We're gonna talk about that, man. We're gonna talk about this in a minute. Let me go over the counter. Let's see here. Rounds 1 through 3 can't be developmental players. They got to be plug and play, ready to go day one. Anything past the 4th can be developed. I agree to a point. The reason why I say I agree to a point is because developmental in one system won't be developmental in another, right? A guy can be a developmental player in the Broncos system and be a starter over in the Tennessee system, because of the simple fact that he runs a system that's identical to what his skill set is set for and predicated on. So therefore, I like the fact that you're thinking that way, and I like the fact that you're speaking that way, but you got to put everything in context. If you don't put it in context, then you're making blanket statements, and blanket statements just don't always pan out to be true. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your comment, though. Christine said, I've been up on Darrell Jackson Jr. the entire time. I just know he's going to be a Steeler. Hopefully so. This is a guy that I think, like I said, this is a guy who could take up some space, and he's long. I mean, you want a guy like that who is, you know, tall in the middle, who you just can't just throw over, right? You want a guy who's tall, you just can't throw over, and he makes plays, right? Let's see here. They're talking about being down there with G and Big B, of course. And then since G is talking about this, he said, Christine, you like Jackson. I like the Godfather, Cincinnati Bearcat. Big G, you're still in my thunder, G. You're still in my thunder, man. Because guess who we're talking about next? The Godfather himself, Dante Corleone. But see, here's the deal. Here's the difference between him and Mr. Jackson, right? Him and Mr. Jackson is 6'5". This guy's 6 foot. He's only 6 foot, man. But he weighs 340 pounds. My God, it's just ridiculous. His frame is compact. He's gritty. He's girthy. He's broad. Plays with strength and hand leverage at the point of attack. Good short area quickness. Of course, he needs to be because he's just 6 foot. Booming club strikes. Listen, and this is something I wanted to make sure that I talked about. If you watch all 22, the boy will knock your arms out of socket. I mean, when I say knock your arms out of socket, he will knock your arms out the socket. He's an old school guy with enormous hand strike, enormous swim moves. He stays on his feet because he's so short, right? And it's just he's a guy who just moves with brute force. We always talking about being a bully. Well, guess what? He's a bully. He's one of them guys that's a bully. And he's going to be around in the third round. He's going to be there. He's going to be the late second, early third. Here's a guy who's going to be here, and you need to be awake and aware. And as soon as you see him, and you got an opportunity to swipe him up, you need to swipe him up. He's one of those guys, man, that definitely I like. I really do. I like him. He's a third round option, and he's going to be a guy that's going to be around for you in the third round if you're looking for defensive tackles, right? So we got the defensive tackles here that are going to be around in the third. We got Darrell Jackson. We got the Godfather, Coleon. I'm going to stay on the defensive line for a second. I got two more. I want to talk about edges. You trade Hightower, right? And J.J. Watt's long in the tooth. You're going to need to look at some replacements down there. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to look at some guys who are going to be great replacements. Got you. I got somebody you need to pay attention to. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy right here, straight flames. I like him. You guys need to pay attention. I'm telling you, pay attention. Look him up, right? Played on a great defense, outstanding defense this year. You're banging the table for his running mate, his guy, Jacob Rodriguez. I'm going to tell you something. Romello height, right? Romello's 6'3", 240 pounds, 32-inch arms. His inside speed move. Here's something I didn't put on here. He runs a 4.64 40. 4.64 40. His inside spin move is ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. He's got one of the best that I saw on tape this year, right? Long strider, which means that he gets up the field really fast. When he gets up the field really fast, that's important because he's pushing the tackle outside of his comfort zone. And anytime you get a tackle reaching, their leverage is moving forward or it's moving away from their center of gravity. And you know what you got to do then? That famous Reggie White move, the bull rush or the hunt where you just hit him with an arm and he's gone, right? He's very loose in his hips. I've been arguing with my brother and them a lot, and I need for people to understand, you can't be stiff in the hips as a defensive end or a pass rusher. You got to be flexible. You have to be flexible, and this guy's super flexible. He uses push punch technique, punch pull technique, which is what I was telling you. It's kind of like the Reggie White hunt move, right? I'll get you going when we hit you and make you go the other side. Good backside burst. He had to have because he was on the other side. Bailey was on the other side. So a lot of times it was slap hands at the quarterback. Slap hands like the water boy. It was slap hands at the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And you definitely want to see that. Let's go to the chat over here and see what they're talking about. Reginald Rivers said, I like Rashard Benning from Michigan, mid-round play. I like him too. His tape was pretty good. Pretty decent. It was decent. I think he's a 4th or 5th round guy, though. I don't think he's a 3rd round guy. I don't think he's a high 2nd, 3rd round guy like the guy I'm talking about. I left my favorite guy out, but I'm telling you, I'm be talking about him some more. Malachi Lawrence, UCF. He's my guy. That's my guy. I didn't get a chance to put him on. Like I said, I've been running around and I meant to make his player card and I went to look for it. I ain't had time. The computer wasn't working. All that good kind of stuff. But I like Rashard Benning. Said if you want Vega, you ain't getting the Godfather, in my opinion. You can have both. You get Vega in the 1st and Coleon in the 3rd. He's gonna be there in the 3rd. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that, Steeler Lee. He's gonna be there in the 3rd. He's definitely gonna be there in the 3rd. He said the Godfather's gonna go earlier. He won't. I don't think he'll go early in the 3rd. We're figuring out the runs right now. There's going to be a run on tackles. There's going to be a run on wide receivers. That run on wide receivers is going to happen in the 2nd round. So a lot of the people who you think is going to go earlier because of that run on wide receivers, I guarantee you that run on wide receivers is going to happen and it's going to push some people back, right? But I like that. I like the thought. He said, do you disagree with me that Denver is probably the most stacked team in football? Denver has a great 53-man roster, right? But they let some people go, though. So we have to see what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're really good in a lot of places. But we got to see what they're going to do. Big G said, we have 12 picks. We control the draft, inevitably. Inevitably. You can go wherever you want to go. I love my fam. I love you guys. I love my fam. I love you guys. because you thinking right. You're thinking right over here, man. He's another guy. I'm gonna talk to once I get past the chat. Let me see here. Oh, there he is. That's my guy, Claude Bishop. He said, Maud, I hope that you and your family had a great Easter and your draft is definitely better than your co-host and your Cowboys will still suck. Hey, man, look, I had a blessed resurrection weekend, man. Thank you for asking. Even though my grandmother went on to heaven, she, 96 years young, she left us on 1 a.m. at Sunday morning. But y'all, thank you for asking. It was good. My Cowboys will not suck. I definitely have to do this to you, Claude. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand what you need. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, guy. I know that you need certain things and you be waiting on. So I'm gonna help you out. I got to throw the flag. I have to throw the flag. Cowboys is gonna be all right, man. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate you, Mr. Bishop. You my guy, man, for real. And I hope you get out there for the draft with Big G now, man, because G might have a surprise waiting on you. He might have a surprise waiting on you. Let's see here. G said height is a starter in the NFL. Man, G, boy. Hey, man, look here. I'm gonna tell you something. You know who he reminded me? Me and Max were talking about it today, and Max made a comp that I thought was really good. He's not Von Miller, but he looks a lot like him. He has a lot of that twitch and explosiveness. And like I said, when you're watching I just said his name. When you're watching Bailey on the other side of him act a fool, a lot of times you see Romello just act up and get to the quarterback. And like I said, they slapping hands. It's there, man. It's real. It's real. He said the Denver weaknesses are tight end, inside linebacker, and running back. Yeah, but those are weaknesses. They're weaknesses, even though it's just like a couple, they're holes. And let me go on and tell you something, Big E Bronco. Let me go and tell you something. Every team in the NFL needs linemen, defensive and offensive. Every team. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are, what you got. Because guess what? Kansas City had a great line, got hurt. Houston had something like a line, them jokers got hurt. Linemen and offensive and defensive linemen, because of the collisions and people rolling over and rolling down and falling, they always gonna get hurt, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So if you don't have depth, you're not, you can't sit and say, I'm just gonna tell you, without depth, your team ain't just solidified. You gotta have depth. You gotta have depth. Let's see here. Biggie Bronco said, and to be quite honest with you, running back, if DK Dobbins can stay healthy, DK Dobbins can stay healthy. They're not weak there either. It's top 5 running backs who get hurt. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Bish, what's up, baby? Claude Bishop. G talking about the arch nemesis. Let's see here. He said Reddick from Philadelphia is his comp. I could see it. He just has a lot. He has a lot of straight line quickness, right? He has a lot of straight line quickness. He said, breaking news, Lawrence, DT from the Tackles, has requested a trade and stated he will not play for the now that's a tree stump. We talking about a dancing panda on the defensive side? That's what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? They call him Sexy Dexy for a reason, because the boy is something else, man. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. If that's true, Big G, that's a development, bro. If that's true, that's a development. That's definitely a development. And I want to see that, man. I'm going to tell you the truth. That right there, that makes a difference. That makes a difference. She said Omar needs to be on the phone. Taylor Green still at the draft. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. According to Bill Parcells and Bill Parcells and what he says that quarterbacks have to be, he's number 3. He's number 3 on that list. So I would tend to agree. And he's a quarterback. Don't try to change that man. And don't try to change Taylor Green to no wide receiver. Don't do that. That's a quarterback. And that's a quarterback that's going to hurt you at some point, right? All right, so my next person who is a steal in the draft, I got to get here and talk. They talked about it earlier. My guy, Mason Rigger, the edge from Wisconsin, 6'4", 245, 32-inch arms. He's been a terror when he's healthy. He had 32 tackles, 5 sacks. When this guy's healthy, he's a problem. He's a problem. Look, first of all, we all know about Wisconsin edges, right? We all know about Wisconsin edges and what they do in the National Football League. They end up studding up. They end up acting a fool, right? Stomping with the big dogs. So, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Here's a guy. He's a player. He's a baller. And I love, like I said, I love when the chat. I love my fam in the chat. And when you guys be hitting the nail on the head, definitely hit the nail on the head with this guy. This is my second to the last. Well, almost. I got one more defensive lineman that we want to talk about. Let's see here. Let me see. No, you know what? I think that's it. That's it on the defensive lineman on this side. So 3 these guys that that will be available in the 3rd round and on. I'm gonna go back over them again. Started with Mr. Jackson. Sorry, Mr. Jackson. This guy here, Darrell Jackson, from Florida State. Dante Coleon, Mason Rigger, and then Romelo, right? These are the guys that you can get in that 3rd round on, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to get a steal, right? So now let's talk about the offensive side. Well, no, one more. One more on the defense. We're going to talk about it. Guy ran a 4.38 in the 40. Had an interception against Ohio State. You're looking for a cornerback late. This is a guy that's going to be available in the 3rd round. Keontae Scott. He's 5'11", 193 pounds, 4.38 speed. Brings culture changing mentality and leadership. He's been a winner at every level. He won at Miami. He won in high school. It's just that guy, man. 64 tackles in the 2025 season, 13 for loss. That's huge. That means that them little bubble screens, you're not running that against this dude. He knows how to pick it up. Nimble feet, sudden change of direction in space. We saw that with the interception against Ohio State, where he jumped it and was gone. You know what I'm saying? Twitchy trigger and burst. He could just, when he changes directions, that means he catch it one side and gone to the other. You know what I'm saying? He rushes in, he wraps up and finishes before yards added to after the catch. Displays rare strength and intensity to fight bigger blockers off. He lowers miss rate as far as closing tight and igniting in the tackle, and then blitzes off the edge really well. Here's the defensive back. To me, is one of his better traits is rushing the passer. That's one of his better traits. He's sudden in that aspect. He knows how to hide a blitz, and man, you can't. These are things, little intangibles that make a player great in certain systems. If you have a system where you have pass rushers coming from all over the field, and you can have this guy who knows how to hide the fact that he's coming for your guy, that's important, man. That is super important. And I like that kind of thing. I love that kind of thing out of my pass rusher. Let me get to this super chat. Still a lead, my guy. He said on the offensive side, I need to hit. Man, look at you, man. Boy, I'm telling you, on point today, bro. Look, you about to listen. You know what? Just because you hit us with the super chat and you already went there, I got you. Ted Hurst, that's my guy. He's one of the ones that's gonna be available in the third round. And I'm gonna tell you, thank you for the $4.99 Steeler Lee, and I'm gonna go ahead and expand. He said, here's the thing. He's 6'4". He's 206. I don't care that he played in Georgia State. I do not care. We do not care. He is a deep threat. He's a deep threat, 4.42 speed, right? He's quick. He shakes off press very well. Watch the film. This is a guy that if you try to press coverage, you're going to be sitting there holding the pot. Like Michael Jordan left Larry Bird doing when he scored 6-3, he was sitting there holding the pot. That's what's going to happen. You try to jam this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's above average acceleration. All he does is get open. Downhill speed. He tracks and adjusts to the ball very well. Good footwork. His hip sync is really good, and he got juice. I'm gonna tell you something. The thing that I loved about watching tape on Ted Hurst, the thing that I loved about watching tape, and even in the Senior Bowl, watching the Senior Bowl practice, Buddy ain't intimidated by nobody. Buddy got moxie. You know what I'm saying? And he's a tall guy, man. He's a tall guy. He's 6'4". Now, he's not a beast like Boston is on the outside, right? He ain't a beast to where you could just throw it up and he gonna get it. That's not him. That's not him at all, right? He's not a 60-40 guy. He's more like, 60-40 the other way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but he's gonna run a good route. He's gonna get open. Gonna catch the ball. Now he had some drops this year. But that could have been quarterback. I mean, like I said, when you look at a player like him, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt because the quarterback wasn't the greatest. You know what I'm saying? He was at Georgia State. But, hey, he gets open, and he's going to get behind some guys. He's faster than you think, right? And it's not just that straight line speed when you get going and you can actually get a guy to sink his hips. If you get a cornerback to sink his hips, this is why this thing is important. You can get a cornerback to sink his hips or to open up, and you going back the other way, and he got to change now, right? If you can make that happen, you're open in the NFL. And the NFL windows are really small, but these are little differences and little nuances about players who are definitely gonna help you in the grand scheme of things, right? And Ted Hurst is a guy who's going to help you in the grand scheme of things, okay? Big G he'll be live tonight. We'll talk about that, man. We'll definitely talk about that. And you'll see that pop up a little bit later on today. She said, give them twos and 7th and a 4th. Oh, give him Broderick. He's like, we talk about sexy Dexy. She's like, I won't give it up. I want to get Christine ready to risk it all. She's like, I want to risk it all. She like a thick. You know what I'm saying? She like a thick. She like a big over there. Let's see here. He said he's George Pickens' clone without the crash out qualities. Sort of, but George Pickens his catch radius is stupid. You know what I'm saying? George Pickens, his catch radius is out of this world. Hurst, not so much. But again, I can't say, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt still, Lee, because the quarterback wasn't the greatest. But I saw him drop a lot of those. I saw him drop a lot of those passes, that the 50-50 passes, that he should have caught. And that to me kind of like, I got to check it out. Yenzer Wojo, what's good, baby? He said, Bryce Lane is a sneaky good late 3rd round pick. His weaknesses are coachable, route and release. And guess what? There's a lot. They said this in the NFL right now at this moment. There ain't a lot of teachers. There ain't a lot of people who got time to waste trying to develop you, right? So that's why he won't be a 3rd round pick, and that's why he won't be a 4th round pick. But he'll be there in the 5th and 6th. I guarantee. He'll probably, if the earliest he'll go is late 4th. Late 4th. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the earliest he'll go. Mark Malone, what's up, buddy? He said, give me Concepcion. Concepcion gonna be gone late 1st, early 2nd. He said, Steeler Lee, this is why the Steelers don't have to push for wide receiver in the 1st. The room is deep. Absolutely, Big G. He said Cortland was 4.45 and then tore his ACL. Now he's 4.55. Happens, bro. Steeler Lee said, I've been screaming Ted Hurst since the season ended. Yeah, I mean, well, I remember talking about him after the Senior Bowl. So I got it. Big G say, let's see. We don't have to push for wide receiver in the 1st. There are plenty of wide receivers in the 2nd and 3rd. Got it. Reginald Rivers said, Ma, you think that the Steelers are going to draft 12 players? No. I don't think so. 7 of them is going to make the team. You know what I'm saying? The other 5, maybe not. So I think at least they're going to use some draft capital to move up. And like G said, they're going to kind of, move around the board a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But that gives them the freedom to be able to do something. Andre, well, he said, Big G, draft will be here before you know it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Christine said they better not walk out there with 12 players. I don't think they will. And still Lee said, ain't no way they drafted 12. No, not at all. Pickens, you big dummy. What's up, baby? It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. So that's Ted Hurst. That is another guy that I think is going to be around. My next guy I think is going to be around in the 3rd round. You need to watch out for, man. Real talk. I don't care what G say. G going to say whatever he going to say. I don't care. I'm going to say it. Chris Brazzell, 6'4", 198 from Tennessee. He's a wide receiver. 4.37 speed, bro. 4.37. Look, if it's one thing you can't coach, height and speed. Can't coach that, bro. You can't coach it, man. He's a tall target with big hands and a wide catch radius. He's able to stem and stride in the separation and post over routes with slick, deceptive route running. Told you he's a route runner. I keep telling you he can run routes. Intermediate breaks became more distinguished and crisp in 2025. In other words, he became a better route runner. He displays adequate hit drop and footwork for his tall center of gravity, allowing him to sink into routes better than you would expect for somebody who's 6'4". He overwhelms cornerbacks on downfield jump balls with size and body control. Footwork on boundary catches is pro ready. Let me tell you something about Chris Brazzell. The offense for Tennessee had him starting as an X, right? Offense for Tennessee had him started as an X, and he got pushed out of bounds a lot. Here's the deal, man. If your offensive set has you setting up outside of the hash and you're so close to the out of bounds line, as a defender, what I can do is make sure you never get back to the inside. So a lot of times that you throw the ball is going to veer to where you're not going to be able to get 2 feet in bounds. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. But I'm going to tell you something. Third or fourth round, this guy's a steal. He's a steal. He's a steal. You're going to be stealing. I promise you. 3rd, 4th round, you're stealing. And you get a guy like that, man, who takes the top off of a defense in the 3rd or 4th round, and he's not your X or your Z or your slot, and he's just coming in, getting some tick, the guy's going to make other teams panic. He's going to put you in panic mode. If he get, like I'm telling you, he's going to put teams in panic mode. 4.37 speed puts defensive backs on notice, and then the fact that he can out jump most of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 6'4". The things you can't coach: height and speed. He got them. He got both of them, height and speed. Here's the other thing. To this point, he said Tennessee wide receivers equal trash. He's not Jalen Hyatt, G. He's not Jalen Hyatt, man. He has a lot more grit in his game, bro. He's not a typical Tennessee wide receiver. And like you said, but I told you this. We were talking about how they make them line up. The way that they make them line up is garbanzo, garbage. It's hot garbage. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm just gonna tell you. And I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt, this guy is gonna be a guy. He's gonna be a dude before it's all over. I promise you. And if this guy's around third, fourth, and you don't have a wide receiver, somebody I'm pulling the trigger on. Run the card up. Run it. Run the freaking card up. He's a guy that he will help the team. He will not hurt it. I promise you. He will not hurt that team. You know what I'm saying? You just can't coach 4.37 speed, and you cannot coach 6'4". Black and gold, Kirby. What's up, Curbsters? My guy, Kirby. Look, man, Kirby. Curbsters. No, I don't think people will take a flyer on Brazil that early because you still got receivers like. Now, I told you there's going to be a run on receivers, so it could happen. It's going to be a run in receivers in the second round. It's going to be a massive run on wide receivers in the second round. I'm telling you. So it could happen that he's gone in the second, but I believe he's going. It'll be the third round. He'll be around. I mean, because you still got Surratt, people like Surratt that's gonna go. I think that'll go before him. I think you got people like what's the guy name? Ted Hurst. I think will be a guy that if the run happens will go before Brazil. There's a couple of other guys that I'm just sitting here drawing a blank on that will end up going before him. But like I said, I know that there's going to be a run in the second round of wide receivers, right? I know that there's going to be a run, and he's going to be one of those guys that get out of here. He said Baltimore will pick him up by the third round. I think they probably will. Baltimore need weapons. Baltimore need weapons, period, point blank. He need weapons. He said he's worse than all the Oh my God. Hold on, man. I got to go on and give my brother. I love you, man, but hey man, hold on, bro. Hold on. You got to get it.
Crazy, man. You right. I am crazy.
But all the hell you got gold and you got gold.
No way, G. No way possible that he's worse than Jalen Hyatt. No way. I mean, no. Jalen Hyatt will be out the league this year. Jalen Hyatt is purely just a speed guy who's out there playing football for cardio. That's it. You know what I'm saying? He and no way he's worse than that guy. I guarantee you. There's nobody who's worse than that guy, man, for real. So you can say what you want to say on that one. There's no way he's worse than that guy. That's why I had to sing to the Matrix. That guy's pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? That guy, Cedric Tillman's the best out of all of them so far, right? Down there at the Browns, and that's not saying much. He says Lyman Sweet at best. I think he's better than Lyman Sweet. But you know what's funny that you made that comparison? Reginald Rivers, you've been on it today, man. Good job. They're from the same area, Odessa and Midland. The Lima Swede, Odessa, Permian High School, and then you have Bradswell's from Midland, and went to Midland Lee, I think so. He said be gone in the second round. He said, I've seen a lot of people take the kid in the second round from Tennessee. Like I said, it's going to be a run on wide receivers. So it's one of those things where it could really happen, but you got to understand there is a large number of wide receivers that could go, and that all of them are like bunched up together. It's like you're not. Let's put it like this: all of them have pimples. All of them have pimples. That's why they're there. If they didn't have pimples, they would have been chosen in the first round, right? All of them are gonna have, and you have to keep in mind, Denzel Boston may not go in the first round. Casey Concepcion may not go in the first round. You got to keep in mind that that's gonna push people back, right? That's gonna push people back. Tyson might not go in the first round. You don't know. So people are going to be pushed back naturally. So that's going to push people back. And we don't know. But it will be a run. I'll say this, Big E Bronco. You're right on point. It's going to be a run on wide receivers, and you don't know who's going to come out on the end of that, right? He said, hey, Tillman's not good. He's not like no great guy right now. I agree with that. But I will tell you that he's going to be better than all of the Tennessee wide receivers. There's something different on this kid. It's something different on Bradswell. He said, if Mark said, if only Swede would have caught the ball, right? And he said, dude could get open. And he said, Deion Burks is a guy. He's a guy. He's going to be there. He's one of those guys is going. The guy from Georgia. Wide receiver Branch from Georgia. He's there. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of y'all bringing up these names that's making me. They're all grouped together, and I promise you, it's gonna be a run on them in the second. So there's gonna be some guys with some quality value that go to the third, and that's where I think they'll be. He said, yeah, Tyson will fall because of his health history. Absolutely. He said Tyson's stock has dropped badly. The injury history is horrible. That's you're right. Now this was, I didn't get to the running backs, right? And Mike is one of the guys that you're going to see me talk about before the draft. Mike is RB2 for me. Mike is RB2. Running back from Nebraska. Emmett is running back 3. Then you got Price, probably is running back 4 for me. And then you have both running backs from Penn State, be running back 5, 6. That's what. But Mike Washington Jr. is just. I mean, let's put it this way. Head and shoulders, Love is the guy. Head and shoulders. Jeremiah Love is better at running back, better at running the ball than anybody around him, right? He's just better, right? But at the same point, you guys, I need for you to understand, Mike Washington ain't far behind, man. Mike Washington is the truth. He's the truth. I got a chance to see him play against Texas. Got a chance to watch them all 22. He's the truth. And if you're talking about somebody who can hit the home run, man, here's a guy who can hit the home run. He'll hide behind his pads really well, and the next thing you know, he's gone. Now, again, what I keep telling y'all about these pimples. Everybody, boys got pimples. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If you didn't have some pimples, or you didn't have a third toe, or, I mean a sixth toe, or a six finger, you would go. You'd be perfect. You would go in the first round. A lot of these people have some deficiencies that people see that are deficient. But here's the thing. One man's trash is another man's treasure, unless it's Big G's trash. If it's Big G's trash, Big G's trash is everybody's trash. That's how G feels. Big G feels like his trash is everybody's trash, man. And that's my brother, man. I love him. He like, you know, when he says trash, it's trash.
That's big trash. Let's go, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's him. You know, when he say they trash, ain't no coming back for him. You know what I'm saying? And listen, the only player that has ever came back from Big G's trash, it's like Oscar the Grouch. You know what I'm saying? When he says trash. But the only player that ever came back from Big G's trash heap is Dakota Rain Prescott. And he'll tell you, he's in the chat right now. He'll tell you Dak is not trash anymore to him. But for a while, he was calling Dak trash. For a while. I mean, for a long while. Oh, he's trash. He's trash. Dak ain't trash no more. You know what I'm saying? He got out of his trash house. So look, he said, Kirby, you're absolutely right. Williams have turnover issues. I watch it a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's done fumbled the ball a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He said, look, I told you, he said, Dak is it. He made it back. Facts. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you something. It's like that. With G, you know, so what y'all gotta understand. James Pierre, and all these other guys, they may have made it back for a brief moment, right? But let them do something else. He's gonna say, "Oh, they trash. They're trash." Let him do one more thing. You know what I'm saying? Dak made it all the way back to where Dak can make a mistake, and he'll still say Dak ain't trash, right? But before that, he was Dakota's trash. He's big trash, Mark. Big trash. But like I said, with G, man, if you make it out there, if you make it back from the trash heap, you've done something, right? You've done something. I'll say this. He said Deion Burks. He's got all the time. Wait a minute. Let's go ahead. Hot take. He said if the Steelers had a kick returner, Deion Burks. Here's the hot take. He's got all the tangibles that Tyreek Hill had. Okay. I take Branch before I took Burks. If that is what you want to use him for, I would take Branch before I took Burks. Right? And there's a reason, right? To me, it's Yak, right? Yak, which is another thing about Jordan Tyson. Jordan Tyson's going to catch the ball. He's going to get open, but he ain't going to get no yak, man. That yards after contact is huge for me. Branch and Jermaine Bernard from Alabama. Those are two guys who are built like tree trunks in the legs or running backs, and they can catch the ball. They got some wiggle to them. If they get in space, they're gonna break some tackles. And you know what I'm saying? They're gonna dance around. They're gonna break some tackles. They're gonna get into the open field, and once they get into the open field, to the house. You know what I'm saying? Once they get to the open field, they're to the house. So Biggie Bronco, I hear you, man. I hear you all day long, twice on Sundays. I hear you. Still a lead. Big facts. Big old facts, man. You know what I'm saying? That's big facts. I need to let you know something. You talking that talk today, man. You really talking that talk, man. Real talk. The thing about Cooper, he is a combo wide receiver. You need to know this. When we start talking about Cooper, he's a guy who is going to play the outside. He's the guy who can play the slot. You know what I'm saying? He's a combo wide receiver. He's going to get yards after contact. He has great body control and balance. Those are the things that I love about this guy, man. Receiver wise, you just he's good, man. Omar Cooper Jr. is really good. Um, and maybe, when you look at it, you could say, oh man, he got a lot of that Amari Cooper on him. Maybe it's just because the last name's Cooper. Who knows? But I will say, to me, he doesn't give me that Amari Cooper comp. If there was a comp that I would say, like, oh man, this guy that I see automatically, and it's just because I'm a Cowboy and I remember it. Somebody who got open, who just couldn't stay up at the top, Miles Austin, right? Miles couldn't stay in the top echelon of wide receivers, but for a while he was a dog. Another guy he reminds me of, Omar Cooper Jr. reminds me of, is what's the guy that we used to do the sauce all the time at the Giants? That guy, where you just deceptive in speed, would catch the ball, get open, score touchdowns, get away from it, and you just didn't know how he did it. You just sitting there looking, man, I see this boy face in my head, and he was doing, and it's because I hate the Giants. That's why I don't memorize their name. If there's any team, I hate the Giants, I hate the Oklahoma Sooners, either or. Oh, Cruz, there it is. Yep, Cruz. I can't stand either one of them, man. You know what I'm saying? It is 12:10 Central Standard Time, and OU still sucks. I can't stand them. I can't stand the Giants, the little Giants. I don't want nothing good to happen to either one of their organizations. There it is. But I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, that's who Omar Cooper Jr. reminds me of, Miles Austin and Victor Cruz. Both of those guys, man, they were terrors. In their time, they were just terrors, man. You looked at them, you just shook your head, man, like, what is going on? Where these boys come from? Like, they just sprouted up, and as quickly as they sprouted up, they were gone, right? But I would hope that he would have a better pro career, but he looks like that guy, man. I mean, so my question to you guys, out of all of the guys that I mentioned that you could get in the third, fourth round, out of all the guys, who's a guy that you want to see the Steelers get? Talk to me. Who's a guy that you want to see the Steelers get? For extra homework and extra credit, tell me, what round would you like to see the Steelers get these guys? And like I said, out of everybody, I'll go back through them. This is my last time I'm going through the list, right? This is my list of people who are going to be available late that you should look at. Darrell Jackson, Florida State, 6'5", 315, 11-inch hands, 35-inch arms. Chris Brathel, wide receiver, 6'4", 198 Tennessee, wide receiver, 4.37 speed. Dante Corleone, 6 foot 340. My God, big guy, man. Another guy, Mason Rigger, edge from Wisconsin. This guy I know that's gonna be there the third or the fourth round. Keontae Scott, another guy. He's a guy that's gonna be there in the third or fourth round. He got heart, he got hustle. Here's a guy from the U that you should just check out. Ted Hurst, 6'4", 206, deer. He's just a deer out there running, prancing. You know what I'm saying? He's another 60-40 guy. And then last but not least, Romello Height, 6'3", 4'6", 40, Texas Tech, guy with a lot of bend, guy with a lot of speed and short line quickness. For you guys, man, tell me who you think you guys would love to have on the squad in the third or the fourth round and have that Steeler logo on the side of his helmet. And then tell me which round, like I said, for extra credit, tell me what round you think you're going to get him in, right? Steeler Lee said Ted Hurst. Well, he got that in quick. He said he wants Ted Hurst. I've been pounding the table is what he said. Fourth round, if need be, the third round pick. Like it. He said, I think of Reggie Wayne. Reginald Rivers said Mason Rigger 4th round. Okay, I like it. He said Sawyer Robinson. If y'all don't know who Sawyer Robinson is, that's quarterback from Baylor. He said Sawyer Robinson late. Steel Magnetic Honda said center. Who? Who is center? He said wide receiver. You need all of them. You need wide receiver. Center. You get another one. But wide receiver, you definitely need. And I think, you 3rd, 4th round, you're going to be looking at getting that, man. You're going to be looking at getting that. Listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in here. And like and subscribe. Make sure if you have not hit the like button, you hit that like button. You like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook and Twitch so that when you go live, you'll definitely get those notifications on YouTube as well. And if you're not a member, make sure you become a member, man. We need you. And we thank you again for all of your super chats, because that's how we support the channel, man. And we get better. We get better and we improve. That's what we're looking to do, so that we could bring more input content out your way. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me and being a part of Know It All Nation. Make sure today, 6 o'clock, you're here. Big G's going live. Minutes to Yins. Building a Wall is the name of the show today. And he's going to be talking about the offensive line today at 6 o'clock. Make sure you be there. Be square. He's going to be doing it, talking to you. He has a special guest, too. Not going to tell you who the special guest is, but a special guest. And it's talking about building a wall. Tate's Take is going to be happening as well. Tate's Take talking about the quarterback kid, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how Will Howard, if all else stays, if everything stays the same, Will Howard, Aaron Rodgers, what we looking at, man? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to learn from Mr. Miyagi. And then of course, with the fabulous Curb, Smash the Gas. The guys are going to be talking this Thursday. This Wednesday. And they'll all be together and talking football as well. Like I said, thank you for rocking with me, man. Claude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. You said y'all see what's going on in Arizona. They're going to have to move Cardinal Stadium. Arizona's being taken over, oh man, by the bees. Wow. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. Look, I'm gonna end the show, and I just again want to send a tribute out to my grandmother, my grand. Again, if you guys didn't hear, my grandmother died on Resurrection Sunday. She died 1 a.m. And definitely she had lived 96 years on this earth, born in 1929. So many things has happened since 1929. Just think about it, right? Lived through segregation, integration, wars, 2 of them. Great Depression had just finished or happened right around there, if I'm thinking right, getting my history together. Dust Bowl, all kinds of things, man. Things that she would talk to me about and things that I got a chance to really sit around and talk. I mean, she gave me work ethic, man. She made us get up and get in the garden at 6 o'clock in the morning on the weekends. You upset, just mad, angry. But it gave me a work ethic that I cherish now, that I have, that even, when I don't want to do something, I can get up and go do it, but I say all of this, and I say this to everyone that's listening, man. Look, I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish in the sense that, she's 96. A lot of her friends were gone. Probably all of her friends were gone. A lot of her sisters and siblings were gone. She only had 2 of them still left. And I mean, when you get that old, it's one of them things where, you get tired. And I know she's in a better place. I know she went on to be with the Lord. She's one of the ones that would drug me to church every Sunday. So, that kind of is what it is. But I instead of leaving how I normally leave with the intro, just a little quick song that I did for my grandmother, um, about 3 years ago. I told her I wanted to give her I wanted to definitely give her flowers before she left. So I'm out of here, you guys. I will talk to you soon. Thank y'all for being a part of Know It All Nation.
Grandson, thank God for your life. Wanted to give you flowers while you're here to smell them in life.